Okay, we're going to start with the lavender. You want a piece that actually has some of the wood on there. So we're going to take this chunk off right there, here, alright, so we have some wood on there. We're going to strip these bottom leaves off. The tops of these are not going to grow because they already have some flowers on them, or the flowers were cut off. So we're going to nip those back to 2 buds above the ground level where these will be. Alright, so what we have there. Alright. Then what you do is you take the bleed part and you kind of just scrape right there. Just scrape there. And that's just exposing some place of the wood there. And you dip that in a rooting hormone so it's covered, and it covers that new place you just scraped. That's where the roots are going to be able to come out. And you stick them in random spots of the soil. And you'll have about a 50% success rate with most of these cuttings that we're going to do today. So you want to plant way more than what you're going to want, and from there, if you have success, you'll pull some out in about 5 to 6 weeks. Ones you'll really see that are starting to have some green growth, and ones that aren't having green growth, then those would be removed. Don't remove anything to check on it in between, because you're going to just rip any of the micro roots off. Here we're just, everybody, you got to be patient, and you'll know when there's new growth coming. Give it another couple weeks, and then from there you'll be able to see if the plant actually started growing on its own. And in about 6 to 10 weeks after that, you can probably transplant them. The roots are going to be strong enough at that point. Alright, so that's some of the lavender. You're just nicking that, I don't know if you can see that there, you're just nicking that open and then having that into the rooting hormone, which is just a powder, and it's going to force it to root in that area. Put that down in the soil. Similar with the witch's broom. It's kind of more of a succulent style plant. It does have a little bit of green leaves. Almost looks like a rosemary if you look at it a little closer. The top of this is not going to show signs of growth until the root starts going, so you can pull a couple off. This one doesn't have many side leaves, so I'd probably pick some that have a couple side leaves left on them, like there. Try this piece here, and again, you're just going to nick that area there, and this is a little bit of the 2nd year growth. I'll try this over here again. And some of the ones I did last week, or a couple weeks ago, sorry. This is a boxwood bush. Here is the rose that I have out. It's a Lincoln rose. and you can start seeing that there's some actual buds coming there. The witch's broom was actually still green after a few weeks, so that one might take. These are some lavenders that have been in there, and you can see that they're starting to change the color and actually seeing some little signs of growth on the sides there. I can try to get a close-up of that later on. And I used some other potting soil, so it has a couple tomatoes seeds that didn't want to sprout in the spring. Alright, mums. They're one of the fall blooming plants. Most of you guys probably have them throughout the country, but I'm going to just take side branch off here. And I have a bunch of mums on the property, so I'm not exactly sure what color these are. I think these are going to be purple, but they won't fall. They won't bloom until in the fall of next year on these cuttings here. Again, slide off. Get some of that rooting hormone. And these here I probably cut back a little bit of the old growth so it forces the rooting to actually, if you cut back a little bit of the top growth, it promotes that there's some agitation to happen there, and it'll actually promote extra growth in the soil level.